Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to share with you a little flow based on this concept of earth and sky. And we have my guest, Yogi Pacha, who hopefully won't get in the way, but he just is hanging out right now. Anyway, we're going to do the earth and sky flow. So I'll just briefly explain what to expect out of this flow. First of all, if you're a beginner or not, if you have a bit of a stronger yoga practice, this will be suitable for all levels. So it'll be a brief flow. So if you're a little bit more experienced, it's just kind of a nice, easy way to open up your body. If you're a brand new person to yoga or perhaps don't have a real consistent yoga practice, this is a great way just to kind of get that ball rolling and get your body moving again. So it's an awesome place for you to be. Now, earth and sky. So we have this concept of earth and sky, which is just the very tangible, you know, the earth that we're on, the sky that's above us, right? How do we bring this into our yoga practice? Well, it's actually pretty simple. So the idea of bringing earth and sky is the idea of unifying these two different energies in your body. And in a way, creating this sense of being like a conduit of energy between the earth and the sky, almost like the way maybe an antenna would be receiving a signal from somewhere in the ether and then grounding that down. You can be that conduit of energy within yourself, actually. And the way we do it is quite tangible in yoga by connecting to the earth very physically, and then also simultaneously connecting to the sky. So you'll hear me cue you to do things like to think about elongating upwards or to grow taller in your spine. Those kinds of principles really help us to create that earth and sky energy. So this is a juicy flow. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. All you're going to need is a yoga mat. So if you want to grab a yoga mat, that's what you'll need. And we're going to start out in tabletop. Okay, so when you're ready, just come onto the middle of your mat and set up in a tabletop position on all fours. So in tabletop, hands about shoulder width apart, knees about hip width apart. We're just going to find neutral. It's always a nice idea to find out where neutral is in your body. So the first thing to find neutral is, I want you to just kind of poke out through your front ribs. So I'll show you here on the video. You're going to kind of sink your ribs down towards the floor just a little, so you have a little back bend going on. So that's not neutral. So then from that position, I want you to feel into those front floating ribs, so your lower ribs, and lift them into your body. So it's a really subtle change. It's not a big movement, but you should feel something happen there. So it flattens your lower back and it starts to engage your core. Now we're going to maintain that sensation. So it's like we're drawing earth into the body through the lower ribs. And then lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then reach back through your tailbone. So you're not actually going to move anything. It's more of an energetic quality of lengthening your spine forward and back as you lift your bottom floating ribs up into your body. And then just take a nice big breath in and feel your hands really anchor down on your exhale. Now, one more big inhale. We'll start to move the spine into angry cat and cow. As you exhale, we'll come into what's called angry cat. So really curling the tail between the legs, bringing your chin to your chest and lifting your belly in and up. And inhale, nice and slow. Start to lift your hips up and back and simultaneously start to pull your heart forward. Lift your gaze a little bit, engaging your lower, your middle, and your upper back. Go really slow here. As you exhale, just slowly curl tailbone underneath. Start to round through your lower, your middle, and your upper back as you bring your chin to your chest. And then inhale, slow motion, lift your hips up and back and ripple your heart forward. As you lift your gaze, draw the shoulders together like you're squeezing a little pencil between your shoulders. And we'll do 3 more with the breath. So as you exhale, just very slowly curling in. This is that earth energy, so really pressing the floor away. And then inhale. Big breath in as you ripple your chest forward, broad collarbones, shoulders squeeze back. Exhale. Empty it all the way out. Feel that you're rinsing your body out of breath. And inhale. Nice and slow coming forward. Okay, one more. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Exhale one more time. And this time, coming somewhat back to neutral, so just lifting your head a little bit. We'll tuck the toes, keep the belly pulled in, and slowly lift the knees off the mat about an inch. Take a breath in. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1. And we're going to bring this either to child's pose or downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, we'll lift the knees all the way up. Child's pose, your shins will be on the floor, and you sink your hips back to your heels. And just find 3 deep breaths. Now, let's take a moment just to make sure our feet, if you're in downward dog, they're about hip width apart. Maybe have a quick look at your hands, so they're about shoulder width apart. Spread those fingers wide. Soften the elbows a little bit. So try not to lock out the elbows just yet. Just bend the elbows a little bit. Try to lift the hips high. Try to press the thighs back. And then try to straighten the elbows a little bit more. Take one more big breath. Nice big breath out. Now we're going to just start to move into our feet and our ankles and create some sky energy. So as you inhale, press into the big toe mounds. Start to lift your heels right up off the floor. And as you exhale, just sinking the heels to the mat. And 2 times. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, sink. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift your heels. And this time, roll all the way forward, high plank position. And we'll lower our knees to the mat. So if you're coming from child's pose, you can come forward to tabletop again. Untuck your toes, lift your gaze forward, and we're going to lower down very slowly for a count of 5. If you're new to this movement, I want you to hug your elbows in close and try to point them back, okay? So here we go for 5, 4, 3, keep that earth energy strong, pushing the floor away, 2, 1. Allow yourself to come all the way down. Reach back through the toes, roll the shoulders back, lift your head, lifting up through the crown of the head, reach forward through the heart. Take a big breath in, stay here, keep the tops of the feet on the ground, and see if you can float your hands off the ground a couple of centimeters. Draw the shoulder blades down the back for 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands, press the floor away firmly, come back to your knees. And again, either child's pose or downward facing dog. And taking 3 deep breaths. Slow, deep breathing. And one more. Nice. Now, this time we're going to tiptoe forward to the top of the mat. So looking forward, come high on your tippy toes and just carefully tiptoe all the way forward. When you get close to your hands, bend your knees a little bit so it's easy to bring the feet together, and we'll come into a halfway lift. So try and keep your hands on the floor, fingertips or palms. Inhale to lengthen and reach your chest forward, lifting your head. Exhale, gently fold into your legs. Now again, lift your head, and on your inhale this time, come all the way up to standing. Press into the heels and reach your arms up nice and high overhead, palms touch, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, arms all the way by the side. Stand for a moment in Samasthiti, or what we call equal standing pose. Feel that your legs are energized, engage them, press down into 4 corners of the feet. Lengthen up through the crown, become that conduit of energy between the earth and the sky. Take a nice full breath. And stay for the exhale. As you exhale, drawing navel a little bit into the spine. We'll do that again, just in this position. So as you inhale, think about lengthening up through your crown, grounding through your feet. And as you exhale, cinch into your waistline, very subtly squeezing into the lower belly. Okay, this time on the inhale, arms come up. So nice big inhale, either arms to the sides or forward, your preference. Reach your arms above, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Take your time, bend the knees a little bit as a beginner if you are. Drop your head. Now keep your hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, so bend the knees as much as you need to. And then plant your hands down, and we'll step our right foot back first and then the left. Feet apart in high plank position. Now beginner option is to lower the knees straight away. If you're not a beginner today, I'm going to encourage you to keep your knees off the ground. Lift up through the back of the knees so your legs are very engaged, and then just shift a little forward on the toes. And again, we're going to lower down for 5, so this is going to be strong. 5, 4, 3, try to keep those bottom front ribs in. 2, 1. Bringing your hips down. Reach back through the toes. Reach forward with your chest, shoulders loop back. And again, active cobra pose. So we'll take the hands off the ground for 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, back to the knees, downward dog, or high push-up if you'd like. And then take it back, downward facing dog. Finding yourself 3 deep breaths. Connecting to the earth here through your hands and your feet. Keep that sense of really pressing the floor away to lengthen your spine. 1 more full breath in. Stay for the exhalation. And now look forward. We're going to do a big step this time. So come high on your tippy toes. Think about your right foot. Step your right foot all the way forward. Nice big step. And then your left foot comes to meet that. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. And now lifting your head first. Micro bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, reach all the way up. Core is still strong. Exhale. Let's do 1 more. So inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, dive forward and down. Inhale. Plant your hands. This time step your left foot back and then your right. And we'll lower straight away down this time. So option to lower those knees. Slowly come all the way down. And this time option for an upward dog. So same setup as our cobra. Untuck the toes, loop your shoulders back. Press firmly with your hands and the tops of the feet. Upward dog lifting through the back of the knees. And then downward facing dog or child's pose. Just taking 3 deep breaths. Start to engage through the fronts of the thighs as if you're lifting your knees right up into your lower belly. Reaching your heels to the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. 1 more big breath. Big breath out. Now let's think about the left foot this time. So look forward, high on your toes. Step your left foot forward and then your right. Halfway lift to lengthen and fold on the exhale. And then rising all the way up with a flat back, engage legs. Inhale. Exhale. So we'll begin a few standing postures now. Take your right foot and step it out to the right about 3 feet apart. Arms nice and parallel to the floor. We're going to pivot our left toes in just slightly and then lift up your right toes so you're on your right heel, and then we'll turn that foot out all the way, creating this external rotation through the right leg. Reach the arms apart, big inhale. Now press into your right big toe, draw that energy up into the right thigh bone and try to get your right thigh bone to suction into your body. So creating that earth energy through the leg, and then we'll bring the right hand down and the left arm up. Now try and bring your hand to the top of your foot, or alternatively grab your big toe if you're a little more advanced. You can bend the knee a little bit if you need to catch that. 5 breaths here. 1. Reaching your left arm up. 2. And turning your chin to look up to your left thumb. 3. 4. 5, press into your right heel, release your hand, and slowly coming up. We'll change our sides around. So on the exhale breath, press into your left big toe, reach long, and then slowly lowering your left hand to the top of your foot or grabbing your big toe. Again, beginners, just feel free to bend that knee a little bit and then reaching up through the top arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, imagine you're breathing into your limbs. Send that breath everywhere. 5, slow motion, press into your left heel, release your bottom hand. Inhale, come up. And then we'll turn our feet around to face the back of the mat, just releasing your arms by your side. We're going to set up a revolving triangle. So this one, make your feet hip width. So heel toe, bring your right foot a little bit to the right. Right hand on the right hip and left arm reaches up to the sky. Full inhale, lengthen up from your back foot to your top hand. And then exhale, twist across, bringing your left hand either to shin for beginners, top of foot, intermediate, or to the floor. A little bit more advanced. Start to turn your torso to the right, and then if possible, reach your right arm up. If it's a bit wobbly, maybe just keep your hand on the hip. 1, 5 breaths. 2, feel that twist through the shoulders and the upper back. 3, 4, 5. Slowly looking at your bottom foot, shift your gaze. Press into your right heel, use your strong legs to release from the pose. And we'll come around for the other side. So make sure to adjust your feet. Back foot in maybe 20 degrees or so, hips hip width, left hand on the left hip, right hand on the right arm up to the sky, big inhale, and then exhale, twist. Okay, so see where that hand can fit without bending your left knee too much. Option to bring the left arm up or not. Option to bring the right hand to the floor or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly shift your gaze forward, and then pressing into your left heel, come all the way out, arms out wide to the side, and we'll return to Samasthiti. Let's do one more, Parshva Konasana. So we'll inhale, step out to the right side, a little bit bigger step, 4 feet, and then pivot the right foot out to the right. Make sure heels are in one straight line. Bend your right knee deeply, sink your right elbow onto the knee and left arm up and over, and lift your bottom ribs into your body. Stay strong here. 1. Alternatively, if you're a little more experienced, take your right hand to the ground. 2, ideally on the outside of your foot. So you have to engage a little bit more. 3, 4, getting into the side body, really lengthen. 5, slowly inhale, come all the way up. Turn your feet for the other side. So bending that left knee, left elbow to the knee, right arm up and over. And right away, pulling into the front core of your body, getting a sense of being centered there. 1, or alternatively, hand can come to the floor. 2, 3, try to spiral that back leg hip gently open. 4, 5, slowly inhale, coming all the way out. We're going to return to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. Couple more standing poses. So let's go on to Prasarita Padottanasana A. This is a good one. So we'll step out to the right about 4 feet, hands to the hips, and just make your toes a little pigeon-toed in, engaging the quadricep muscles. Take a nice big inhale. Now keep gazing forward. As you exhale, come all the way down, feeling that hinge at the hip joint. Reach your hands to the floor and see if you can touch. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, if you have a little more range, let your head drop. Take your hands between your feet and dropping your head to the earth. 1, 5 deep breaths. 2, 3, make sure your neck releases. It's common to kind of keep your head up, but see if you can let it go. 4, 5, inhale to gaze forward. Exhale here. Micro bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, lift your elbows to the sky, and inhale, coming up through the back of the heart. Good, exhale there. Let's do one more variation. Prasarita Padottanasana C. Inhale, arms out wide. Exhale, interlock your hands behind your back, straighten your arms, take a breath in. Keep the legs strong, and as you exhale, see if you can come forward. So any amount, you might be kind of halfway down. Try and let the arms release overhead. If possible, it's like you're bringing your head to the floor. 1, 5 deep breaths. 2, keep the legs strong. That's really important. Thigh muscles engaged. 3, that's really giving you support so that you don't overstretch. 4, 5. Now, lift your head, reach your chin forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, releasing, come back to the top of the mat. Okay, let's do a vinyasa and we'll finish up with a couple of floor postures. So inhale, arms reach up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, dive all the way forward gently. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant step, or if you feel to, you can hop back and lower down into chaturanga, or come all the way down like we did before. Upward facing dog, brushing the toes back, lifting the heart, reaching the back ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, a little change up. Come high on your tippy toes on your inhale. As you exhale, lower both knees to the mat slowly, at the same time ideally. And then feet together, child's pose balasana for 3 breaths. Extended variation, so try to keep your arms long and drop your head. 1, 2, really relax the weight of your head down. 3, beautiful. Slowly walk your hands closer to your knees. Start to lift your torso up. Bring your feet around in front of you, whichever direction is fine. And we're going to just slowly curl down to the floor to finish up with a back bend and a twist. So just bringing your feet together, knees bent, arms reach out, slowly curl down. And then we'll bring our feet in about hip width apart for bridge. Just reaching down to feel where your heels are, and then you can move your heels a little bit further away if you'd like, especially beginners. Okay, we're going to start with the arms stretching up overhead and then all the way to the floor over behind us, and see if you can really lengthen, open up the ribs, create a nice tall waist. Now we want to come into this posture in an active way today, so sink your sitting bones down towards the ground. So it's going to feel like you're really arching your lower back off the floor, and therefore engaging your lower back muscles. And then as you do that, hug your navel into the center or in towards your spine. And then inhale, keep it active, and start to press into your feet to lift up. 5 breaths. 1, 2, try to keep your bum relatively relaxed. 3, but legs nice and strong. 4, 5, slow motion. Exhale, just slowly come down, drizzling your spine vertebra by vertebra if you can. Now we're going to do one more round, and we'll do it right away. So same exercise coming in. Sink your sitting bones towards the floor. So stick your butt out. Lift and arch your lower back. Engage your lumbar. Pull your navel into your spine. Cinch into your waist. And then inhale, come up. Now this time, option to stay here. We're going a little deeper. You can interlock the hands under your back, straighten your arms, and then do a nice big rock, shoulder to shoulder. 1, 5 breaths. 2, 3, see if you can create that earth energy through the legs and even the back of the arms. 4, and that sky energy through the top of the pelvis. And slowly release, come all the way down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Once your hips are down, bend both knees into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. We'll keep our right knee in. We'll interlace our fingers around the right knee. Stretch your left leg straight up towards the sky. Guide your right knee a little to the right and squeeze it in. And slowly lower your left leg all the way to the ground. Wind removing pose. Just pulling your right knee in towards the shoulder. Just spend a couple breaths here. We're going to bring this pose into a spine twist. This is sort of setting us up. So from here, you can let your right knee move a little away from you and just swap your hands around so your left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Reach your right arm out to the right, and then see if you can twist your body to the left. So you're going to bring your knee across your body for 5 breaths. Now, you're welcome to close the eyes. We're really winding down our practice today. Slow, deep, meditative breaths. Especially if you have any kind of soreness in your lower back or SI joint area, keep your lower belly just gently lifted into your body. So anytime we bend the spine, we want to support the spine. So in essentially creating space between the vertebra as then we start to twist into those vertebra. Last big breath. And then in your own time, just bring yourself back into the center. We'll swap our sides around. So we'll start with both knees bent, feet on the ground, and then bring your left knee in towards your chest, interlace your fingers, stretch your right leg straight up in the air, and then slowly just releasing your right leg to the earth. Guide your left knee to the left, wind removing pose, just squeezing in. Feel your upper back just kind of mesh to the earth. Now swapping our hands, right hand to the outside of the knee, just slowly guide yourself towards the twist and reaching your left arm out to the left for a few breaths. You can certainly put a cushion underneath your knee if it's not liking kind of being suspended off the floor. And just opening up through that thoracic cage. And stay for a couple of breaths and see if on your exhalations you can think about softening your skin. So softening the external layers or the outermost layers of your body. Now this pose is going to bring us right into our final Savasana. So just slowly roll back onto your back. When you're ready to, adjust your hips back to center and really simply just finding your final relaxation or Savasana. So I'm a big fan of setting up a little bit of a starfish shape with the arms. It feels good in my body, but do what feels best for you. If you're doing the starfish shape, you have your palms open, your arms are outstretched. And then feet a little bit apart, relax your feet. I'll talk you through just a bit of a relaxation. So when you're ready to, close down your eyes. And feel the earth through the back of your body. So feeling it deeply through your skin, imagine that you mesh with the earth. Notice your breath start to become much quieter, much more subtle. And see if you can feel for the expansion, the feeling of openness, or it might be an invitation to become open through the front of your body. So that earth and sky connection is really always with us, and it's the type of presence or awareness that really tethers us to the ground that we walk on and the sky that is above us that we can see. It's really key for our own mental health, actually, to feel connected to our environment and to feel safe and comfortable and grounded in a way in that environment. And your yoga practice is a beautiful way to create that in your life. That connection to the physical, to this beautiful vessel that you get to call home. Taking just a few moments to really sink in, letting your body fully decompress. Now you're welcome to stay for a longer Savasana today if you'd like to, but I'll start to slowly talk you back into your day. And we'll do a nice big inhale through the nose and a nice deep exhalation through the mouth. So when you're ready, take a full breath in. And open your mouth and just sigh it out. Start to bring a little movement into fingers and toes. And then slowly interlace your fingers in front of your body. And take a nice big inhale. Start to spin your palms away, straightening your arms. And reach your arms all the way overhead. So you're really stretching long through your bones, top to bottom, that last little bit of that earth and sky connection. And then release your hands, but keep your right arm where it is, just bringing your left hand to your lower belly. We'll bend up both of our knees and roll on to our right side. And just take a moment there, letting your right ear rest on your right arm. And when you're ready, just use your left hand to press yourself up to a seated position where we'll close our practice together today. So bring your hands together in front of your heart. And we'll close our practice just with a very sacred word, namaste, which you may have heard before. And it's nice to know the meaning of this word. So this really means that the light in me honors the light in you. It's a deep sign of reverence and just really acknowledging that we, in a way, are all one. So thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. Thank your time and your space that you've created for your practice. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you next time.